It's official. Logan Paul's empire is crumbling faster than anyone could have predicted, and what's happening behind closed doors is absolutely devastating. We're not talking about another YouTube controversy or boxing drama here. This is a complete nuclear-level implosion that's destroying everything he's built over the past decade. Sources close to the situation are reporting that Logan's marriage to Nina Agdal is over after just 3 weeks. His crypto lawsuits are spiraling out of control, and now federal investigators are circling like vultures. But here's the most shocking part. Leaked footage shows Logan physically fighting with his wife in a car, and insiders claim this is just the tip of the iceberg. The stakes couldn't be higher. We're talking about a man who could lose half his fortune in divorce proceedings while simultaneously facing catastrophic legal battles that could land him in prison. This isn't speculation anymore. Multiple sources have confirmed that Logan's inner circle is in full panic mode, and what's coming next could completely destroy what's left of his reputation. Nobody knew what to make of it when the first reports surfaced, but now the explosive truth is finally coming out. Let's rewind a bit to understand how we got to this unprecedented disaster. Logan Paul was supposed to be living the dream, married to supermodel Nina Agdal, running multiple million-dollar businesses, and sitting on a fortune that most people could only fantasize about. But sources familiar with the situation say the fairy tale was always a carefully constructed lie. The warning signs were there from the beginning. During their wedding coverage, body language experts noted how Logan barely touched Nina during the ceremony. Insiders claim he was already treating the marriage like a business transaction rather than a romantic commitment. One source close to the couple revealed, Logan never believed in marriage. He called it a social construct and said the government couldn't tell him what to do. But that's not even the most disturbing part. According to multiple witnesses, Logan has been using Nina as a promotional tool throughout their entire relationship. When Prime Hydration was at its peak, he paraded his pregnant wife in marketing campaigns to boost sales. When he faced the Dylan Danny's lawsuit, he allegedly used Nina's legal troubles to generate publicity and sympathy. The pattern is undeniable. People familiar with Logan's business operations say he's been treating his personal relationships like content opportunities for years. His marriage wasn't about love, it was about brand optimization. And now that the brand is collapsing, the marriage is collapsing with it. Here's where things get really dark. The leaked footage showing Logan and Nina fighting in a car isn't just embarrassing, it's potentially criminal. Legal experts who've reviewed the clips say the physical altercation could constitute domestic violence, which would add another explosive layer to Logan's mounting legal problems. Word on the street is that Nina's legal team has been documenting everything for months. They allegedly have recordings, text messages, and witness statements that paint Logan as an emotionally abusive partner who prioritized money and fame over his family's well-being. This isn't just a messy divorce anymore, it's shaping up to be a nuclear-level character assassination that could destroy Logan's public image forever. The timing couldn't be worse. With crypto lawsuits, FDA investigations, and now divorce proceedings all happening simultaneously, Logan is facing a perfect storm that could leave him completely broke and potentially behind bars. But here's where it gets even darker. Sources close to the investigation reveal that Logan's legal strategy has taken a devastating turn that's backfiring spectacularly. Instead of trying to resolve his CryptoZoo scam lawsuit quietly, he's allegedly attempting to harass and intimidate the victims through legal manipulation. The nuclear moment came when Logan filed a motion against Don Holland, the main representative of the CryptoZoo class action lawsuit. But here's the explosive part. Holland isn't even involved in Logan's defamation case against CoffeeZilla. Legal experts are calling this move unprecedented because Logan is essentially trying to force a crypto scam victim to reveal personal information that has nothing to do with the defamation case. One attorney familiar with the case broke down the real issue. Logan Paul recently filed a motion to compel discovery from Don Holland. This is clearly a harassment tactic designed to delay proceedings and intimidate victims. The lawyer went on to explain that Logan's team is demanding Holland reveal financial records going back 10 years, information that has absolutely no relevance to either case. But that's not even the most shocking part. When CoffeeZilla caught wind of Logan's harassment tactics, he made a brilliant countermove that has Logan's legal team scrambling. Sources say CoffeeZilla is now pushing to combine both lawsuits, the CryptoZoo scam case and the defamation case, under one judge in one courtroom. This is absolutely catastrophic for Logan because it means all his dirty laundry will be aired simultaneously. Instead of fighting two separate battles where he could control the narrative, he'll be facing a unified legal assault that exposes the full scope of his alleged criminal behavior. Insiders claim Logan's lawyers are in full panic mode because they know their client is completely exposed. The harassment strategy was supposed to buy time and create confusion, but instead it's backfired spectacularly. Now Logan faces the very real possibility of having both cases heard together, which legal experts say could result in devastating financial penalties and potential criminal charges. The ripple effects are already starting. People familiar with Logan's business operations say investors are pulling out of deals, sponsors are quietly distancing themselves, and even his closest associates are preparing exit strategies. This isn't just about legal trouble anymore. It's about the complete collapse of everything Logan has built. Before we dive deeper into this explosive story, I need your help spreading the truth. The mainstream media won't touch these revelations because Logan's PR machine is working overtime to bury this story. But together, we can make sure the truth gets out. Hit that hype button right now and give this video the points it deserves. Because exposing corruption and holding powerful people accountable is exactly why this channel exists. Your support literally keeps these investigations alive. Then came the nuclear bombshell that has Logan's entire empire shaking. Federal investigators have reportedly expanded their probe beyond just the crypto scams. They're now looking into Logan's other business ventures, including Prime Hydration and the controversial Lunchly brand he created with Mr. Beast. The FDA revelations are absolutely devastating. Senator Chuck Schumer publicly called for investigations into Prime Hydration, stating that the drink contains the caffeine equivalent of 6 cans of Coca-Cola and is being deliberately marketed to children. Medical experts have confirmed that this level of caffeine can cause disrupted sleep, mood disorders, upset stomach, and even abnormal heart rhythm in developing bodies. But the Lunchly scandal is even worse. Sources familiar with the investigation reveal that the product contains extremely high sodium levels and has been found with molded ingredients in multiple batches. This isn't just bad PR anymore. We're talking about potential criminal liability for knowingly selling contaminated food products to children. Here's the most explosive part. Insiders claim Logan knew about these health risks, but chose to prioritize profits over safety. Internal documents allegedly show that his team was warned about the dangers months before the products hit the market, but Logan reportedly said, "Kids will buy anything with our names on it." The pattern of deception goes back years. Remember Logan's infamous Pokemon card publicity stunt? Sources close to the situation now reveal that wasn't just entertainment. It was the foundation for every scam that followed. The fake excitement, the manufactured drama, the deliberate manipulation of his young audience. It was all a calculated strategy to build trust that he could later exploit. Legal experts are calling Logan's situation unprecedented because he's facing potential criminal charges on multiple fronts simultaneously. One attorney familiar with high-profile fraud cases explained, "When you have crypto fraud, consumer protection violations, and potential domestic violence all happening at once, prosecutors start looking at RICO charges. This could be treated as an organized criminal enterprise." The evidence is mounting daily. People familiar with the federal investigation say Logan's seized devices contain thousands of incriminating messages showing his awareness of the various scams. This isn't speculation anymore, it's documented proof that could send him to prison for decades. Word on the street is that Logan's legal team is already preparing plea deal negotiations because they know the evidence against him is overwhelming. This isn't just about Logan Paul anymore. What we're witnessing is the complete implosion of the influencer economy's most toxic elements, and the ripple effects are already reshaping how the entire industry operates. The cultural impact is unprecedented. Logan's downfall is exposing how predatory influencer marketing has become, especially when it targets children and teenagers. Industry insiders are reporting that major brands are now conducting extensive background checks on influencer partners and implementing strict ethical guidelines to avoid association with potential criminals. But here's the most shocking revelation. Sources familiar with the investigation claim Logan's case has opened the door for federal prosecutors to examine other high-profile influencers who've engaged in similar practices. This could trigger a massive industry-wide crackdown that destroys careers and sends multiple internet celebrities to prison. The financial implications are staggering. If Logan loses his divorce case, he could be forced to pay Nina half of his estimated $45 million fortune. Combined with potential legal settlements, criminal fines, and the collapse of his business empire, financial experts predict Logan could end up completely bankrupt within the next year. The precedent being set is nuclear-level significant. Legal scholars are calling this the first major test of how traditional fraud laws apply to the digital age. Logan's prosecution could establish new legal frameworks for holding influencers accountable for scamming their audiences, potentially making it much easier to prosecute similar cases in the future. The psychological impact on Logan's young audience is devastating. Child psychology experts warn that millions of kids who trusted Logan are now experiencing betrayal trauma that could affect their ability to trust authority figures for years to come. This isn't just about money anymore. It's about the systematic abuse of parasocial relationships with vulnerable minors. Industry veterans are already calling this the Logan Paul effect, a cautionary tale that will be studied for decades. One former YouTube executive told sources, "This is our Enron moment. Everything changes after this." The domino effect is already starting. Multiple sources report that other influencers with questionable business practices are quietly shutting down operations and hiring criminal defense attorneys. The fear is palpable because everyone knows that if Logan can fall this hard, nobody is untouchable. This case is redefining what accountability looks like in the digital age, and the consequences will reshape how content creators operate for generations to come. The walls are closing in faster than anyone expected. Sources close to the situation reveal that Logan's criminal trial could begin as early as next month, and prosecutors are reportedly preparing to seek maximum sentences on all charges. This isn't just about justice anymore, it's about sending a nuclear-level message to the entire influencer industry. But here's what nobody's talking about. Insiders claim Logan is already preparing to flee the country if his legal situation deteriorates further. Multiple sources confirm that he's been quietly liquidating assets and exploring non-extradition countries where he could potentially escape prosecution. The most explosive revelation is still coming. People familiar with the federal investigation hint that Logan's case is connected to much bigger players in the crypto and influencer space. This could be just the beginning of a massive criminal conspiracy that reaches the highest levels of social media and digital marketing. Nina's divorce testimony could be the final nail in the coffin. If she reveals everything she knows about Logan's business operations, it could expose criminal activity that prosecutors haven't even discovered yet. The question isn't whether Logan will fall, it's how many others he'll take down with him. This story is far from over.